YouTube. What is up, man? It's your boy, I'm him, Giovanni, and this is another episode of my thoughts, my opinions, powered by Smoke and Politic with me, honorably refreshing for the world. Subscribe and hit that bell to the channel if you haven't. And if you're on the fence of subscribing, go check out my playlist. See my earlier content before I was monetized. Check all my Nightcap with Friends, the best podcast at night. Check out family content. There's more content going to be added to that. Regular vlogs, all that. The only thing that's different is me leveling up and my setup and the way I, conduct interviews. But other than that, I'm still pushing the same narrative and giving belt to ass to the F word. But this ain't belt to ass. And stay tuned, another episode of Belt to Ass. I just had to fix my intro because I got to change the old intro that we're not running with that no more. We're going to run with a new one, so stay tuned. Now, as you can see from the thumbnail and the title and stuff, no pity for Diddy, right? Disclaimer too. Anybody out there, first and foremost, grab your bongs, your vapes, your backwoods, your zippy pens, your Swisher Sweets, your peach optimals, whatever's your pleasure. And if you don't smoke, just chill. My thoughts, my opinions. Now, no pity for Diddy. If everything's true about what all these allegations is true about this man, then the universe came to collect. You know what I'm saying? The universe came to collect, and you know what they always say, every dog has its day. What's done in the dark always comes to light, sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is immune to that. There's only for so long. But my thing is, right, we're going to touch on, yes, Peyton Manning. People that don't know. You know what I mean? Allegedly, he's a dirty son of a gun, too. Dan Schneider, the ringleader of it all. And then I'm gonna touch a little bit on, Miss Jaguar, Philly native, and then Gene Deal. You know what I'm saying? I want to just touch on a little bit of what they got, I feel like they're the ultimate clout demons. They're the ultimate, opportunists. Because if they were still on that Diddy payroll, we wouldn't be hearing a peep from them. You know what I'm saying? Or is all this energy and hostility towards Diddy when, you was witnessing allegedly all these things he was doing and saying? You know what I mean? And this is not pity for Diddy. I don't feel bad for this man. Especially, the only thing I feel bad for is his kids and his mama. That's it. I don't feel bad for him, though. If he's really out there doing all this shit, the universe came to collect. But my thing is, how come? Where's all this energy at for Dan Schneider? If you guys haven't, go check out Quiet on the Set. You know what I mean? Documentary of former child actors admitting and accusing Dan Schneider and a lot of people at Nickelodeon for unsavory things towards children and hiring repeated offenders at that. Where's the raids for Dan Schneider's home? Where was the uproar for Peyton Manning? We're gonna touch on Peyton Manning. Don't worry, I bet you people are like, what, Peyton Manning? Why you gotta bring him into this? Yes, because allegedly he's a dirtball too. Allegedly, and he ruined a woman's career. That came out and put him on Front Street about some stuff. Don't worry. You know what I mean? I'm gonna dive more into that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put up, as you see, see it right there? Go check that out if you don't want to wait for me I gotta dig more deep in that. You know what I mean? But I'm just bringing him up just because it was swept under the rug. So we're gonna listen to what people got to say. These former child actors, and then Dan Schneider came out of his mouth apologizing, basically admitting to all his unsavory acts and behaviors towards underage kids.
It is also bittersweet to watch knowing what the women were dealing with behind the scenes. He became a worse and worse person to work for.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at the worst things Dan Schneider has been accused of by
subscribe and hit that bell to Watch Mojo.
His colleagues, former employees, and others in the industry.
It was probably the wrongest thing I've ever seen happen to a woman in a professional environment ever.
His reaction to Raquel Lee Ballou's birthday cake. Raquel Lee Ballou was a regular on the first season of The Amanda Show. although she felt more like a guest star and would soon be phased out altogether. While Ballou enjoyed working with co-stars like Drake Bell, she's just one of the individuals who have called out Schneider for creating a toxic work environment, describing him as a, quote, tornado.
Dan was like a tornado. He'd come in and like, you'd be like, wow, okay, what just happened? Dan showed up. The set would not feel the same when he would leave because, you know, I think everybody was...
Energy is a real thing. People that are toxic and evil and do evil things to underage, you know, kids and stuff, or just do evil things in general to people, they're going to have this aura about them. They're going to have this energy that surrounds them. Their whole aura, everything is just going to be negative and toxic. And whatever room they enter or leave, that energy, some of it is going to remain right there, manifesting amongst all other people that have nothing to do with that nasty stuff. You know what I mean? Energy is real. You know what I'm saying? Really, really real out here. You know what I'm saying? Just like the tongue is the most powerful thing, man. You gotta be careful what you be saying. That's why if you're out here saying stuff, or in my lane, a content creator, you know what I'm saying? You better stand on what you're saying. You know what I mean? And do the research too. That's why I'm gonna come back with that Peyton Manning stuff. You know what I mean? Don't worry. Here's it again. Go check it out yourself. See it?
on their toes, scared.
Schneider's yelling had everyone on their toes, but Ballou felt singled out when the crew got her a cake for her 13th birthday. What started as a joyous celebration quickly turned sour when Schneider caught wind of the cake, complaining about its size.
Dan's really upset. Why did you get her that cake? Like, that's a big cake. Like, she didn't need that big of a cake. And I was just like, and I felt it.
Schneider did not make Ballou feel welcome on set, a sentiment that was emphasized when she wasn't invited back without explanation.
I had to really...
What's the obvious, you know? I just don't... You guys in the comments, why you think he didn't want her back? Why you didn't think she didn't deserve a big-ass cake? Like, I'm sure her counterparts, her peers that were on that show that happened to be, you know, white. I'm just gonna call it what it is. Bet you he didn't have a problem with them having a big-ass cake for their anniversary, birthday, you know?
Like, pick myself back up and keep it moving in an industry that showed me very early on that it has no love for me at all.
Overworking employees. Even with child labor laws in place, numerous stars who grew up working on Nickelodeon shows have reflected on the long hours.
They would be like, hey, can you stay an extra however long? I guess, sure. And you kind of look at your mom like, we're ignoring child labor laws again, do you know? All right.
It wasn't just the young stars who had to work late. According to Karen Finley Thompson, an editor on several Nickelodeon...
We're gonna go to do some
set
stuff.
exposed a ton of disgusting things about Nickelodeon and Dan Schneider. But did you know there were so many things they had to leave out for a variety of reasons? The producers of
Why
the
is that?
documentary had to rely on people who were willing to go on the record.
Why is that? But they went so hard on R. Kelly's documentary. You know what I'm saying? When the coming soon, the No Pity for Diddy one too. That would you think they're gonna take the gloves off with that? You know what I mean? Why would they leave a bunch of stuff out? Won't they just speak the truth? What's been happening to them kids? You know. I remember one time. You know, so many people. I'm 39 out there, so a lot of people my age and around my age don't remember Snick Saturday nights on Nickelodeon. And I remember vividly my mom cut me and my siblings off from watching Nickelodeon, period, in general, because she noticed Dan Schneider's weird ways and his foot fetish ways. You know what I mean? I didn't understand as a kid because, I was, a kid. I loved Nickelodeon, especially Snick, Doug, Ha, Real Monsters, Hey Arnold. That lineup was legendary. So I didn't understand. I just thought my mom was just being mean. As I got older, I realized what's what and I paid attention, and then the icing on the cake was quiet on the set. You know
At
what I mean?
the time, my schizophrenia delusions and...
I apologize for that. Shout out to all the people out there that's fighting with schizophrenia. And I was doing homework on it because I want to talk about it on my next, segment on stuff that I got going on. Anyways, but
sometime.
yeah. My thing is, where's all this you know, and I'm sure a lot of people by now done seen Quiet on the Set. You know what I mean? We don't need to hear the allegations. Like, if you want to see it, go watch it. You know what I mean? Run it up. It's wild, but I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? You got a multi, you know, not multi, but $1 billion empire in Nickelodeon hiring reoffenders, you know, that you could just pull up on Megan's laws and any type of law that they, you know, offenders have to register on. You can pull them up, and they're repeatedly getting hired. Not just one, not two, three, but a lot, multiple employees. Back, I don't know about now, but back in them golden age, them heydays of Nickelodeon, there was nothing but predators on that payroll. You know what I'm saying? It's the information is out there. Go check it out. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, though, you know, and I have to say, no pity for Diddy, but where is all this energy at for Nickelodeon and Dan Schneider? Where is it at? You know what I'm saying? Where is it? Because it just blows my mind that they go this hard for, you know, a person of color, you know? Where you know what I mean? And like the Roman Polanski too. Look that up. Here's Roman Polanski right here. Go dig that up. He's been on the run from the States for how long? If that was a Spanish man or a black man, they would have been send whoever they need to send to go get somebody from a different country. The feds, right? Marshals, right? Whoever they send, you know, they would have been caught already. Roman Polanski is one of the dirtiest people ever known to mankind. Go do your homework on Roman Polanski. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't want to take too much of your time, but we gotta move along. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, go watch Quiet on the Set. You know what I'm saying? If you live under a rock, go watch it if you haven't. I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen enough to, you know, yeah. Now, before we get out of here, before I let you guys go, and you guys enjoy your blessed 24 hours that you are blessed to have, remember to use yours wisely and accordingly. You know what I mean? Shouldn't be hating on no one. We're all blessed with the same 24. Now, my thing about, you know, Gene Deal and Miss Jaguar. They go so hard on, you know, Diddy. You know what I mean? For years. My thing is, where was all this energy at when you guys were on that bad boy payroll? And especially you, Gene. If anybody's more guilty, is you. Because you was really with Diddy. You was his bodyguard. So you seen and heard a lot. Where was all this energy at then? It took for you to him and it took for you guys to have a falling out and him firing you or you leaving, whatever the case may be. I don't know the logistics of that. But what I do know is that you and Jaguar, while you was getting paid from Bad Boy, you guys looked the other way. Turned the other cheek. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Now all of a sudden, Diddy's a monster. Diddy's this, Diddy's that. What does that make you guys? For so many years, you was getting paid from that monster, and you watched and heard things he's done and said. What does that make you? That make you is just as bad as he is, if anything, or maybe worse. Because you can't trust people like you guys. Opportunists. You're loyal for a price. You're loyal until it don't longer benefits you. Those are the most dangerous people in the world. Opportunist ass people. You know what I mean? People that just want to fit in to gain. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's nasty work. That's the industry right there. That's the epitome of what the industry is. What Gene Deal and Jaguar is, who they are, that's the industry for you. Opportunists. They'll sit there and watch you do the most dirtiest things ever known to mankind. But as soon as you have a falling out and you done paying them, or they done benefiting off you, they're going to throw all your dirty laundry in. Oh, he been this, he been that. Oh, he's this, or he's evil. Oh, I seen all these stories. Oh, head Gene Deal. On his deathbed, he's going to be like, and Diddy said, I swear, his last words on this earth is going to be about Diddy. It ain't going to be nothing about his family, him reflecting on anything, his children, I'm sure he has grandkids. It ain't gonna be nothing about them. It's gonna be about who? Diddy. That man is obsessed. Him and Jaguar are obsessed. They're mad. That's what you see. That's what you call chip. They don't have a chip on their shoulder. They have no more shoulders. That's a chip on their shoulder. They got no more shoulders. He kicked them off the bus. They're mad. They had to walk this whole time. Had to stick their thumb out this whole time. And I mean that metaphorically, people. For the people in the back that are, you know, gonna be simple watching this. And if you're still watching this when it's 15 and 26 minutes, thank you very much. I'm about to let you guys go. But I just, you know what I mean? Now, the Peyton Manning, here it is again. If you can't wait for me to do my due diligence, then go ahead and by all means, go do your due diligence and find out yourself. But I just know, allegedly, he put his rectum and his sacs in a female doctor or sports doctor, whatever she was helping him with an injury. He deliberately put his personal belongings in her face. And amongst other things, she said, and it got brushed under the rug. You see it right here. Go check it out. Yeah. And then, ironically, she was never able to revive her career after that. And she was one of the best people in her field. I don't know. This is why I have to do my due diligence, people, before I come over here and start. This is gonna be on belt to ass. Not my thoughts and my opinions. But here you go. If you guys, like I said, go take the time, and the information is out there. Just go do the research. You know what I mean? That was thrown under the rug. But look at all these weird allegations on the quarterback that was on the Texans, though. You know what I mean? If that's true, it's warranted. But it's like, look how hard they went on him. But Peyton Manning does some weird shit too, and that gets under the rug. That's a powerful family right there, if all that's true. And then they have enough power to make sure that woman's career don't get revived at all. She was literally blacklisted and blackballed. You know what I mean? Terrible. You know what I mean? Powerful family. This is the same freaking family that made sure that Eli didn't go to the Chargers. Pay attention out here. This has been another episode of My Thoughts, My Opinions, powered by Smoke and Politics with me, man. Honorably refreshing for the world. It's your boy, I'm him, Giovanni. Subscribe and hit that bell. Make sure you love yourself first, people, so that way you can love others accordingly. And that way you don't let nobody play with you, because life is short and we don't get to respond when this is over. And love and separate yourself from those that don't deserve your energy, and that includes family, man. And if you have to, you love them from afar. You know what I mean? But stay tuned, man. I'm going to do my due diligence on this Peyton Manning thing. You know what I mean? And we're going to go from there. And if you haven't, check out Quiet on the Set. And again, disclaimer, this is no pity for Diddy. If all these things is true, all these allegations, and it's looking like it is, then the universe came to collect. And every dog has his day, and what's done in the dark always comes to light, sooner or later. So all you people out there that's doing dirty stuff when no one's looking, sooner or later you're going to get exposed. Blessings.
If you really think about it, man, it always really been divided, especially when it come to us. You know, I'm just gonna speak the truth. You know what I mean? So, and then we don't help.
That's all I want you to do on here is speak your truth.
Exactly, bro. Smoking and politicking with Giovanni, boy. Yeah.